My name is Liam, and I'm a 35-year-old from the suburbs of Los Angeles. My story isn't one of a gentle breakup, but of a public confrontation, born from the deepest betrayal. It all started innocently enough. My wife, Rachel, was always the life of the party, a person who thrived on social energy. She loved being the center of attention, and I never minded. In fact, that was part of what initially drew me to her. Her laughter could fill a room, and people naturally gravitated toward her warmth. But at some point, that need for attention grew beyond the confines of our marriage. One Saturday evening, we hosted a dinner party, an event Rachel lived for. She insisted on managing every last detail, from the food to the decor and even the seating chart. This was her stage, and I was happy to let her have it. The guests were a mix of our close friends and a few of her colleagues. Among them was Derek, a smug, arrogant man who radiated a repulsive self-satisfaction. I'd never liked him, but Rachel dismissed my unease, insisting he was perfectly harmless. The night began smoothly. Wine flowed, laughter echoed, and conversations overlapped cheerfully. I was in the kitchen refilling glasses when Rachel's voice cut through the noise. She was huddled in a corner with her best friend, Emily. Their whispers were sharp and secretive. I wouldn't have normally paid them any mind, but a giddy, almost boastful note in Rachel's tone made me freeze. "Have you seen Derek?" she whispered. "That man is a god, and trust me, Emily, he knows exactly what he's doing." She giggled like a schoolgirl. My chest tightened. For a moment I thought I must have misheard. Then Emily's stunned gasp confirmed it. "Rachel, are you serious?" "What about Jack?" she whispered, disbelief heavy in her voice. Rachel scoffed. "Oh, please. Jack is fine, but he's so dull, so predictable. Derek is different, and his is huge. Well, Jack could never." She didn't need to finish the sentence. The implication was a knife straight to my heart. In my own home, surrounded by our friends, my wife was bragging about her affair as if it were an accomplishment. The humiliation was unbearable. Every instinct screamed at me to confront her on the spot, but I forced myself to hold back. Instead, I set down the wine bottle, walked back into the party, and played the perfect host. I even laughed at Derek's pathetic jokes, all while feeling my world crumble inside. I needed the full truth before I made my move. The following week, I was consumed. I combed through her phone records, emails, anything I could access. The evidence was undeniable. Explicit messages, intimate photos, secret lunch meetings that were far from professional. The betrayal was no longer a suspicion. It was a devastating fact. But I didn't want a simple argument. No, I wanted her to feel the public weight of her choices. I wanted it undeniable, and I wanted it exposed. So I hired a private investigator to gather proof that couldn't be dismissed as fabricated. That's when I discovered Derek had a wife, Lisa, who had recently given birth to their first child. Quietly, I sent her everything I had. She was devastated but also grateful. Together, we planned how to reveal the truth in a way neither Rachel nor Derek could escape. 2 weeks later, Rachel hosted another dinner party in our home in Portland. She was radiant, carefree, and completely unaware of what was coming. Derek arrived as cocky as ever, flashing me his usual smug grin. I held my composure. The timing had to be perfect. Halfway through the evening, I tapped my glass for attention. "Everyone, may I have your attention? I'd like to share something important." Rachel's face lit up, clearly expecting a loving toast. The chatter died as I connected my laptop to the living room television. "Rachel has always been the light of my life," I said steadily, my anger burning just below the surface. "But recently, I discovered she's been sharing that light with someone else." Confused murmurs rippled through the room. Rachel's smile faltered. "Jack, what are you saying?" she asked nervously, forcing a laugh. Without a word, I pressed play. The TV screen filled with her text messages to Derek, explicit, graphic, undeniable. Gasps echoed around the room. Derek's smirk vanished, his face completely drained of color. Rachel shot to her feet, her cheeks blazing. "Jack, stop this right now," she demanded. I ignored her. The final blow was still coming. Photos appeared on the screen. Images from the private investigator showing Rachel and Derek together at a hotel. Their embrace left no room for doubt. The timestamps were clear. The room erupted in horrified whispers. Emily looked ready to be sick. And then Lisa, Derek's wife, whom I had invited deliberately, stood up. "You disgust me," she spat at Derek. "You lied to me and to our family, and this is what you do?" She pointed straight at Rachel, who was now sobbing uncontrollably. Lisa, wait! Let me explain, Derek began, but she cut him off. Explain? You think there's an explanation for this? Her voice was pure ice. She turned to me. Thank you. You've done me a favor. With that, she stormed out, with Derek stumbling after her. Silence fell, and all eyes turned to Rachel. Trembling, she whispered, Jack, please, let's talk about this privately. Privately? I shot back. You bragged about him openly. Right here in our home at a party I helped you host. You didn't care about humiliating me. So now you can face this in front of everyone. She collapsed into a chair, hiding her face in her hands. No one went to her side. The betrayal was too raw. In the days that followed, she tried everything, begging, crying, even blaming me for not being exciting enough. But I was unmoved. I filed for divorce. When it came to dividing our assets, I made sure the truth was clear for all to see. Rachel lost her reputation, her friends, and the life we had built together. Derek fared no better. Lisa divorced him, leaving him with nothing. And the scandal destroyed his career. As for me, I'm moving forward. It's not easy, but there's a deep, quiet satisfaction in knowing I stood up for myself and refused to be treated like a fool. While Rachel and Derek struggled to rebuild their broken lives, I'm creating something better for myself, free of their shadows.